climbing the hills once again, and a pretty steep part of a forest. It's bitterly cold, wind chill factor bringing the temperatures to feel like a lot, 2 maybe 3 degrees colder than it actually is. Well folks, I'm normally known for my treks on roads less travelled, but I'm also well known, and truly well known, for my treks on less travelled pathways and isolated regions in forests and hills. And this afternoon I'm on one of those less travelled trails. So once more I'll keep on walking through this, and this is a very isolated part of a wood. Very, very cold, but the peace and the quiet is incredible. And it is that peace and quiet, or this peace and quiet rather, that I chase down, pursue, embrace and enjoy. Now the mercury tells me it's 2 degrees, but it feels like less than 1 degree. It's not freezing, but it's bloody well cold. I was asked about the footwear that I wear ages ago, and to be quite honest, with all the walking and all the activity, I forgot to reply. So my sincere apologies to you. But I do go through boots quite a lot, and I've given up on buying boots 120, 140, 160 euros. I was using Salomon. I found them great, but not great in extremely wet weather. So I use Zamberlan, the Vibrant 3D. Now these are the 1996 Viox Lux, which are a GTR XR boot. Now they're handmade in Italy. They've been made in Italy in a village or a town since 1926 or 1928. Now they're a very heavy boot. In fact, they're the heaviest trekking boots I think that one can purchase in this country and any other country in Europe. But they're an unbelievable pair of boots. But it takes about 3 to 4 or 5 weeks to break them in, so be aware of that. Now, the price, I'm not going to tell you the price here, but I can tell you something. They're the most expensive boots that I have ever bought, but on checking and doing a survey, they're the most expensive boots that one can buy for walking. Now, if you're into walking in light footwear, light trekking boots, the Zamberlan boots are not for you. They're very, very heavy, but I love them. But they're expensive, but I think they're indestructible. So, Zamberlan, okay? Well, good morning, folks. Another day, well, another morning. Quite early. Sun is up. Heavy frost last night. About the 4th, perhaps the 5th. Severe frost with the mercury on the negative side of the scales for the past 4 or 5 days. Today, I think we might be at the end of that bit of a freeze up, and wind and rain forecasted for dear old Ireland from midnight tonight. So tomorrow could be a wet and windy one to be on foot. Anyway, regardless, I'll be out and about, perhaps on a shorter trek. I won't let the weather persuade me to stay away from what I like doing, walking. The central heated jacket is on. This is one such piece of clobber. It may not have the expensive designer tag that I see all the geeks wearing around the place, but in the weather conditions that I have encountered over the years, this has been my savior. As I'm walking along here, I can't help but think about the countless hours per week, per month, per year in my lifetime, which has been long, the amount of hours that I spend walking and indulging, embracing and enjoying the peace and quiet. Those of you, including myself, that spend a lot of time walking in the great outdoors, obviously get that peace and quiet. And when people ask me, why do I do it? Why subject yourself to all this time, endless hours of walking? I'm in pursuit of this peace and quiet. It's a Christmas present to me every morning that I'm able to get out of the bed, have my breakfast, get dressed and take off. Everybody seems to be in this panic, rush, race, negativity, and that'll get more pronounced as we shove closer to Christmas, and that's just over 3 weeks away. It's a consumer world. People are just spun out from the pressures of life. It's now into winter, first month of winter, and the country has gone to sleep. All livestock, with the exception of a few farms scattered around the place, all livestock have been removed and taken indoors for the winter. The stillness in the air today, look. I've told you before, folks, that in my opinion, this walking is medication for the body and the soul. It's medication that I don't source from the chemist. And as we come close to the end of 2023, I had 2 islands that I needed to visit, well, that I intended to visit. But because of various commitments and so forth, I probably will only get to one of them. But 2024 is looming on the horizon. And you can bet your life, all being well, and given the strength and life and strength from the guy above, 2024 will be a big walking year. This year I have done incredible walking. hard, hot, long distance walking in various locations and landscapes. And I feel all the better for that. Nature, peace and quiet, silence, and just feeling good, feeling happy, feeling at peace with the world. Isn't that what life should be all about? Well, folks, I'm still on roads less travelled. It doesn't have grass up the centre of this one, but it's so isolated out here. There's the odd noise in the distance from a farmyard, and I mean in the distance. But listen. Isn't that quietness just incredible? This is the medication for the body and soul that I refer to. You can hear the jackdaws in there. It's peaceful and serene with a capital P and a capital S. Folks, it's awfully easy to think that you are the only person in the world when you've got peace, isolation, quietness. I've arrived at Knockanannig Reservoir, and I'm just circumnavigating that now before I head back through the woods and back on down to my palatial palace in the woods near Fermoy. Money joking. So today's trek will be, this morning's trek will be 4 hours, and I reckon about 22 kilometers, but we shall see. But presently I'm at Knockanannig Reservoir, and I'm circumnavigating the perimeter walk before I start to head east and my home. Well, today, folks, I've traversed quite country roads, roads less travelled, forest tracks and trails, the side and tracks of mountains and in forests, and I'm here now after traversing Knockanannig Reservoir. And now it's time to make tracks, pardon the pun, make tracks home. Well, now, finally, I'm making my way in a homeward fashion. But I'm tucking in here to a steep forest trail. One, may I add, is not in my favour because it's uphill and it's turned into a watercourse as opposed to a pathway, courtesy of weeks of heavy rain in the past. And the vegetation is beginning to converge from both sides. But we have to keep on going and get out of here. So as I head to my destination of home, I find myself once again in a deep forest track. It's all part and parcel of getting myself back home. It's been a long walk this morning. And to be quite honest with you, I hadn't any intention or prior intention to walk this far. On this morning's walk, as I've already explained to you, I've ventured and walked across many different terrain. But just to add this, just by sheer accident, and I have crisscrossed the Avenue Way, which is a walking trail. Quite a nice walking trail, but I try and avoid popular walking trails for obvious reasons. My reasons. But I have converged, I think, on 3 occasions now in the past hour and a half, just over an hour, on the Avenue Way. So it's been a variety of walks this morning. But can you believe, will be over 4 hours I've been out in the great outdoors, I won't have encountered another human being. That's a fact. Haven't encountered another human being. So perhaps I am the only human being in the world this morning. One question that I keep forgetting to answer, and I've been asked quite a bit in the past few weeks, past few months actually, but I was asked recently again, up to a few days ago, how many kilometers a week do I walk? Well, without hesitation and without exaggerating, without lying, and certainly without boasting, I can tell you that I'm walking 77 and a little bit, 77, 78, perhaps 80 kilometers a week, without fail. I don't find weather a deterrent to my walking ambition and ability. I'll go regardless. You know that. So that's my weekly total. So it's a very rare week that I wouldn't walk 70 plus kilometers. Now with that, folks, I'm going to bid you all farewell, finally. And I can hear you all clapping and saying, thanks be to goodness, he's going. So, to all of those who keep asking me the questions and taking an interest in the walking and so forth, I sincerely thank you. For all of those that tagged along this morning, thank you. So folks, have a good day. Mind each other, take care of each other, and be there for each other. The most important thing, be there for each other. Look out for mature and elderly people as we slide into Christmas time. Weather is cold, and it would be nice for people to keep an eye on the elderly. Please do that. So guys and girls, I'm out of here. Elvis is now leaving the building. Have a good day. Stay warm. Stay safe. God bless you all. Bye bye.